Hey everyone, so today I am going to show you how to do embroidery from an image that you print out. I'm going to be doing Love and Rockets panel, like a comic panel. So Love and Rockets is obviously a comic, like I said. Um, and I am going to print out a panel of a comic strip, just one square, and then I'll show you how to embroider onto your clothing. Um, this is one of the books I bought when I first started on embroidery. I don't have that much experience yet. Barely starting. But it's pretty cool because it's kind of like a dictionary of different stitches. And what I'm going to be doing with today's embroidery is mainly a back stitch and a stem stitch. So they're super simple, easy stitches. Here's how I organize my threads. I just have it on this old mirror, but I put cardboard and then I hang them there. I also printed out the image using a stabilizer, and it's printable and has a sticky back. So once you print it out, you could just stick it onto your clothing item. And this makes it easier so that you could follow the image. And here are the materials I used. Like I said, I used DMC 310, and this was another one that I had laying around, so thankfully I had an extra. Because did end up using a lot of black thread, especially because I was using either 2 threads or like 3 and sometimes 4 threads. So here are the thinner fine lines. And when I zoom in, you could see there's kind of dots on the paper. So that kind of helped me guide my stitches. And this is somewhat of the process. I wasn't able to tighten up the hoop as much. So I feel like there was a little bit of wiggle room around. And then here I was just trying to show you how I was stitching, but you couldn't really see too well. But basically a stem stitch, you're just going back and forth, filling in the space. And for the hair, I was using 4 to 5 threads on here. So I wasn't splitting the thread, I was keeping the thickness, and I only did that for the hair and the clothing. Once I finished, the sticky adhesive is dissolvable in water, so I just put it in the sink, and it was kind of hard to record and get this done, so I couldn't film that great, as you can see. But pretty much you just put water and it dissolves. It does leave like a little residue, but once you keep washing it, it'll come off. You could see it kind of in the face right here, what the residue is, kind of sticky or whatever. But yeah, that was pretty cool. It took me 2.5 days to finish all the stitching, and I'm really happy with how it looks right now. Then after that, I just let it to air dry. Okay, so I just finished the embroidery. I do wish some of them were more tighter, and I actually went through all of my black thread, unfortunately. So right now I'm just gonna iron it out, so I could, because there's some of this, I guess some of the threads pulled a little bit too much, so there's some gathering on the bottom. But I'm gonna iron it, and then I'm gonna take this fusible. So this is the fusible I bought, and what it is pretty much, I've used it for my classes, and what I have used it for has been to add like more thickness into certain items like that I've sewn, like the vest I made once for class. But right now we're gonna use it to put on the inside, so the threads that are hanging there aren't pulled or anything once you wear the shirt, because the threads are exposed right now. So right now I am just cutting a square so I can have the right size to iron on in the back. So a square. But let me show you how the back looks. So this is the back. See how all these threads are just hanging out? And I did get somewhat messy, like this thread that's just extended from here to here. I try not to do that as much, like continue threads across. especially after this, because this one actually did use up all of my black thread. But usually I try to cut them and then start again. I just didn't do it this time because I got lazy, but I learned my lesson, because now I'm just like, oh, I wasted a lot of black thread on the back. But I'm gonna iron Infusible and then I'll show you how it looks at the end. So this is the end result. I really like how it came out. I still need to sew the sleeves since I had cut them off, and I'm thinking of adding rhinestones around it. I will be selling this item on my Instagram, so follow me there if you're interested in keeping up with my embroidery work. I am currently working on other projects, and I really hope you like this video, and thank you if you made it this far. I really appreciate it.